Hello and thank you for joining us on ERi-TV for English news broadcast live from the headquarters in Asmara. I am Salim Burhana. Here are stories making headlines today. Workshop conducted focusing on tripartite labor relations. International Workers' Day observance at regional levels. Hezbollah targets Israeli base with dozens of missiles. 20 Cambodian soldiers killed in a munition base explosion. The National Confederation of Eritrean Workers, as part of the activities marking International Workers' Day on 1st of May, organized a workshop under the theme Professional Competence Development Stimulant, focusing on tripartite labor relations. The workshop featured discussion papers on the meaning and significance of tripartite labor relations, presented by notable figures including Mr. Johannes Mikael, Head of Labor Relations, Mr. Mekonnen Asfaha, Acting Head of Labor at the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, Mr. Samara Habte, Manager of Alpha Food Production and members of the Employer Federation, and Mrs. Ma'aza Mikael, Secretary of the Transportation and Communication Federation at the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers. The presentations highlighted exemplary experience of tripartite labor relations in Eritrea, which involve the government, employers, and workers, which are recognized by the International Labour Organization. Mr. Welde Jesus Elisa, Director General of Labor at the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, emphasized the importance of the workshop in fostering a common understanding among workers and employers. Mr. Kibra Abkidane, Deputy Secretary General of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers, discussed the significant role the Confederation plays in the tripartite labor relation and its effort to address the demands of workers. In related news, the World Day of Safety and Health at Work was observed on 27th April in Asmara under the theme Ensuring Safety and Healthy Work in a Changing Climate. Mr. Welde Jesus Elisa spoke at the event, noting the encouraging progress being made in ensuring the health and safety of workers in the workplace. He also urged employers, employees, and concerned institutions to overcome challenges due to the natural and man-made consequences to achieve the desired outcomes. This year marks the 21st International observance of the World Day of Safety and Health at Work and the first national observance in Eritrea. International Workers' Day 1st May was enthusiastically observed in northern Red Sea and Gashwarka regions under the theme Professional Competence Development Stimulant. In the port city of Massawa, the event organized on 25th April featured a briefing by Mrs. Asmara Takhasta, a member of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers, on the meaning and objectives of the day. Representatives from the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare and the Office of the PFDG presented messages of solidarity. Mrs. Asmara Tabraha, Governor of the region, highlighted the significance of this historic day in the context of Eritrea's self-reliance and praised the contribution of Eritrean workers throughout the various stages of the country's history, particularly in the implementation of national development programs. Mrs. Asmart also urged the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers to enhance efforts in developing the overall capacity of workers. Similarly, International Workers' Day was observed in Gashwarka region on 27th April in Barantu. Mr. Abdul Saleh, Secretary of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers branch in the region, remarked that 1st of May is a special day for workers to renew their pledge to strengthen participation in national affairs. The branch of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students and the National Union of Eritrean Women, along with the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, presented messages of solidarity. Mr. Kedus Misgun, Project Coordinator of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers in the region, reported that the Confederation has provided vocational training to 68 workers, equipping them with various skills. Ambassador Mahmoud Al-Huri, governor of the region, emphasized the importance of organizing vocational training programs to boost the productivity of workers and called on the trainees to actively contribute to the nation-building process with the skill they have acquired. ERi Award presented to outstanding students, which are 165 outstanding students, including 90 females from the Central Region, who achieved high marks in the 2022-2023 8th grade national examination. The award ceremony was organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Regional Administration, and the National Union of Eritrean Youths and Students. Mr. Samson Kifle, head of the union branch in the region, noted that this is the third time the ERi Award has been given to outstanding students, especially to those who scored over 90 points on the national examination. Mr. Bela Habtegaber, head of the education office in the region, emphasized that the students' success is a result of their hard work as well as support of parents and teachers. He encouraged the students to take full advantage of the educational opportunities provided to them. Mr. Salah Ahmeddin, chairman of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, stated that the award not only recognized outstanding students but also plays a significant role in motivating other students. He also extended his congratulations to the parents and teachers of the awardees. We are live on ERi-TV. Stay tuned for international news. Hezbollah militant reportedly targeted several Israeli military installations, including a critical air surveillance base, with a barrage of rockets and drones yesterday after a series of Israeli airstrikes on southern Lebanon early on that day. Dozens of missiles struck Mount Meron, the highest peak in Israel outside the Golan Heights, last night, according to video circulating online. The Israel Defense Force claimed that all of the rockets were either intercepted or fell in open areas, with no damage or casualties reported, according to the Times of Israel and Jerusalem Post. The Lebanese militant group claimed responsibility for the strike, saying in a statement early today that the response to the Israeli enemy's attack on the steadfast southern village and civilian homes, it targeted the Meron settlement and the surrounding settlement with dozens of Katyusha rockets. The group said it also launched a complex attack using explosive drones and guided missiles on the headquarters of the Al-Manara military command and the gathering of force from the 51st Battalion of the Golan Brigade. Early yesterday, the IDF said it intercepted the incoming projectile and struck the source of the fire in the Lebanese border area. 20 Cambodian soldiers have been killed in an ammunition explosion at an army base, Prime Minister Han Manet said yesterday. The blast at around 2:45 p.m. at the army base in Kampong Spu province, to the west of capital, also wounded several soldiers, according to the Prime Minister, with the army saying that an entire track of munition had exploded. He said that he's deeply shocked to receive the news of the ammunition explosion incident. It was not immediately clear what the cause of the explosion was. Pictures on social media, although, showed a destroyed one-story building wreathed in smoke, with residents of the nearby village also sharing images online. The broken windows. Other images showed what appeared to the civilian with cuts and gashes being treated in hospital. Munitions accidents are not uncommon in Cambodia, which is awash with ammunition, following decades of civil conflict accidents that are exacerbated by frequent lax safety standards. Cambodia's army said the incident was a warehouse munition explosion that had destroyed a truck fully loaded with weaponry. Before we go, we have a quick recap of the top stars. Workshop conducted focusing on tripartite labor relations. International Workers' Day observance at regional levels. Hezbollah targeted Israeli base with dozens of missiles. 20 Cambodian soldiers killed in a munition base explosion. And that wraps up our news broadcast for this evening. Thank you for being with us.